Horrific and deadly blast at a hospital in Gaza tonight. The Gaza Health Ministry says at least 500 people have been killed, patients and civilians seeking shelter. Tonight, the Palestinians blaming Israel, Israel insisting it was an errant rocket fired by Islamic Jihad.
Man, this is really bad. Brace yourself. You're going to hear some noise.
Ya Allah! Ya Allah! Ya Allah! Ya Allah!
Oh, this has gone too far. That one broke my heart. That one just broke my heart. This is too much. This is too much. Goodness.
الشفاء علينا حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل مش قادر اشوف شبشبه علينا وين بدي اطلع خدي الشهاده.
There are some pictures on Twitter that I cannot share on the screen right now because if you haven't heard, Hamas Israel trade blame for hospital strike that killed 100 in Gaza City. 100 of people were killed after an airstrike fell on a hospital Tuesday in Gaza City. Palestinian officials said on Hamas Israel traded blame, one of the deadliest strikes on Gaza in years. We're talking about at least 500 people died. 500 people, somebody. 500. Israel puts the blame on Hamas, and Hamas puts the blame on Israel. We're going to listen to a piece of video here and save our thoughts for the end. I'm telling you, I'm broken. This one breaks me. This one breaks me. I get this sense of retaliation, and I'm not blaming. I don't know who it is. We're going to let the investigation go forward. But the fact that it happened, whether it is from Israel or Hamas, but it happened. It happened. That's my concern right there. That's my major concern. According to intelligence information from the number of sources, we have Islamic jihadist terrorists. This is coming from IDF, an Islamic operations system. Islamic terrorist organization is responsible for the failed rocket launch that hit the hospital. I know stuff like this happens in wars, and it's part of the propaganda machine to hurt your own people. It happened in Ukraine with the blowing of the pipe and Nord Stream pipeline and other things that were done. Sometimes you think, was it the enemy who did this? No, they did it. You know what I'm saying? So that does happen, but we still don't know for real if that was the case. I mean, I'm somewhat thinking like, why would Israel do that? Why would Israel do that? Like, Israel has the support of many Christians, you know. But why would you do that to any group of people? Did you have any indication that there were Gaza soldiers there? Did you? I mean, I just have I have doubts that Israel will do something like that. Doesn't necessarily mean I know for certain what it is. Yeah, you can honestly say that I am biased, but I have my doubts. Man, all right, let's take a listen to this. This is heartbreaking. This is so heartbreaking right now.
Horrific and deadly blast at a hospital in Gaza tonight. The Gaza Health Ministry says at least 500 people have been killed, patients and civilians seeking shelter. Tonight, the Palestinians blaming Israel, Israel insisting it was an errant rocket fired by Islamic Jihad. And just moments ago, President Biden leaving the White House for his high-stakes visit to Israel. But we have just learned a key part of this trip, a second stop in Jordan to meet with Arab leaders, has been called off by those leaders. Tonight, video circulating online showing the fiery aftermath of the nighttime explosion at that hospital in Gaza and the desperate search now to find any survivors in the rubble and to recover the dead. Thousands of Palestinian civilians had taken shelter at that hospital after Israel warned them to evacuate their homes. The president boarding Air Force One just a short time ago, a trip to a tense war zone, usually done in secret, this one clearly on the world stage. And of course, it does come with risk. And tonight, with Hamas claiming to be holding up to 250 hostages, we hear from the family of this young woman seen in that video released by Hamas. But we do start tonight with the horror at that hospital in Gaza, hundreds dead tonight. ABC's Martha Raddatz leading us off from Tel Aviv.
Tonight, the death toll rising in the devastating strike on a hospital in Gaza City. Palestinian officials saying at least 500 people killed in what they claim was an Israeli airstrike. Video circulating online showing the carnage, fires raging in the rubble. First responders rushing victims away. The hospital was already packed with the wounded, as well as thousands of Palestinians seeking shelter from the fighting. Israel tonight adamant they were not at fault.
This was the Islamic Jihad that fired a long-range rocket towards a long-range target. It failed and exploded, and that is what happened at the hospital.
A U.S. official telling ABC it is uncertain who launched the strike and it will take a while to determine. The catastrophic blast triggering major protests in the West Bank and neighboring Jordan, just as President Biden is set to begin a high-stakes trip to Israel as a show of solidarity after Hamas massacred more than 1,400 people in Israel, the worst terror attack in the country's history. And late today, meetings with King Abdullah of Jordan and Egypt's president postponed as well. The Secret Service says it has an immensely intricate security plan in place to protect the president in what is an active war zone. Security teams already here. Trips like this one usually done in secret, but this one out in the open. As Israel prepares for a possible ground invasion in Gaza, Biden is set to meet with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, urging him to consider the consequences of a massive assault and the humanitarian crisis it has already caused. With airstrikes occurring throughout the Gaza Strip, residents have no place to escape.
Where are we supposed to go? We went to schools, they bombed schools. We went to the south, they bombed the south.
More than 1 million Palestinians have been displaced in Gaza, and tonight, back at that devastating scene of the hospital blast, many wondering what could possibly come next.
Just terrific scenes from Gaza tonight. Let's get right to Martha Raddatz live in Tel Aviv again this evening. And Martha, we learned just moments ago, part of this high-stakes trip for President Biden has been called off. Arab leaders, as of tonight at least, saying they won't meet with the president in Jordan after he visits Israel.
All because of the hospital strike, David. But President Biden is going ahead with his trip to Israel as he departed, putting out a statement offering his deepest condolences for the innocent lives lost in the hospital explosion. David?
All right, Martha Raddatz leading us off here on a Tuesday night. Martha, thank you.
Friends, I don't know where you stand when it comes to this, man. This is the part of the videos that I really don't like to do, man. I get it, man. I get it. Like, Hamas started this thing. And it was a bad idea. It should be condemned. Now, here is the collateral damage. The residual effects of them going there and starting trouble with the people of Israel. Now, Israel is retaliating. In the process of doing that, innocent people are dying, man. Like, that's the thing. Irrespective of the fact that I'm standing with Israel, because I believe they have the right to defend themselves and to get rid of these terrorists and so on. I don't know if it's a good idea to keep on bombing places that could potentially destroy the lives of innocent people. And I know Hamas is hiding, using human shield to cover themselves. They are hiding in civilian places and public, assistant places. That's problematic as well. But all I'm saying is this one here brought me to a point where I said I just had enough. Tomorrow, I've already dedicated tomorrow a time of prayer and fasting and I was thinking about doing a live stream. I don't know if I'm doing a live stream. I'm just gonna spend some time with the Lord in praying for Israel. And if that's something you want to do and you want me to stream some prayer session, let me know. The comment below, let me know if you want me to live stream. Maybe we do a 30 minutes or so of praying for Israel and open the phone line, praying for the people who are living in Gaza. These are human beings, man. And I think my heart breaks because these are people these are children we're talking about. Who shot the rockets? That's something we can talk about later. And I'm hoping they figure out who it is. We can talk about the blame all we want, but these were 500 people, though. Whether this was intentional, whether it was a mistake, whether it failed, it's 500 people we're talking about. Just like that. And these were people that were injured. These were people that were taking refuge. I think we come to a place now where you and I have to sit back and say to ourselves, like, are we going to be divided by this? Are we going to get so politically hoodwinked, should I say? Are we going to be so entwined in our political position that we fail to understand the value of human beings here? Is this where we want to go with this thing? I don't know, man. I want to hear from you. My heart is breaking. I'm overwhelmed with this thing, and I was sharing with my son, like, yo, this stuff is breaking me. It's a good thing because he brings me to my knees. I will honestly tell you, man, if you are a person of prayer, my message tonight is that you do some more praying for the people that are going through this. That the God of peace will intervene, man. I really don't know what to do. I don't trust those politicians. It seems like they're funding it, making matters worse. But I tell you one thing I do trust. I trust the Lord. If there's anyone who can do anything, it has to be Jesus. Anyway, I'm going to end this video. I have nothing else to say. I don't want to add, no take away. I just want you to spend some time on your knees and really seriously break your heart before the Lord on behalf of what's going on here. And I think when there's the people of God will come together for praying, I will say, stop speaking side. The damage is already done. It's just the collateral damage is actually it's too much now. It's too much. What happened to Israel was wrong. But what's happening to some of the people in Palestine is just as wrong. And the Hamas soldiers are to blame for it. I agree. But I don't know, man. Too many innocent lives. So anyway, get on our knees. Let's get on our knees and let's stay in prayer. Anyway, I want to hear from you. Have a good one. Bye.